Good afternoon, Super Metroid fans, or whatever time of day it is and whatever time zone you are in. Welcome to the SGLIVE Super Metroid Any Percent Tournament. This is Winners Bracket Round 3, Gebbu versus ptoil. Both of these runners have been on a tear lately for different reasons. ptoil in old route, Gebbu in new route. Gebbu in particular has, I believe, if I'm going to look at the leaderboard real quick so I'm not lying to anybody, but I believe has broken the top 10 in this category. Race has started in race time, so we'll see them get started any second now. And yes, Gebbu is tied for 8th with Sloters right now with a 42-14 PB, so we're going to see some really high level play from him. ptoil recently picked up his first 46 in old route. And if you know anything about Super Metroid speedrunning, you know a 46 old route is really, really good. So, first part of the game doesn't really change in any category. Run through this weird blue area. Everything is blue. Oh, look, a Metroid. Oh, I wonder what's going on with that little guy. And whoa, where did you come from? Pretty basic. 5 hits from Ridley's tail will bring Samus down to below 30 health. Ridley decides, you know what, you're not really worth my time, and he flies off. Biggest mistake he ever made, letting Samus live there. Now we're looking at Series Station Escapes. Two things that matter here. The in-game timer, you can see in the corner of the screens, and the actual timer. The real-time timer. Ah, that was almost synced, were it not for that steam on ptoil's end. Stupid series. Alright, they'll be touching down on the surface. Series time does not really matter, as long as it's not god-awful. So like I was saying before, I am fairly certain we're going to see an old route versus new route race here. Which means it's going to be difficult to really compare how the runners are doing, because they're going to be trying to do different things. We call it new route, even though it is 7 years old this month. First unveiled in October of 2014. When Behemoth got the very first sub 44 any percent world record. Hitless from Gebbu, very nice. This pit room is way harder than it looks. You can see ptoil using down grabs to get across. Gap skips, we call them. Yeah, jump too high and you bonk the ceiling. Jump too low and you don't make it to the platform. They're rather precise jumps and they're very easy to screw up. I always say they put the hardest rooms to get through for movement in this game come right at the beginning. So regardless of which route they are running, old versus new, you are locked into doing these specific things in this specific order in Super Metroid. You need to pick up that Morph Ball. You need to pick up this first missile pack. And this first missile pack is special. No other missile pack in the game has this property, but this one, once it is picked up, changes the previous rooms that they just went through. So we call it Awakening Missiles. Because all of a sudden, as you'll see on Gebbu's screen in a second, Well, these guys weren't here a minute ago. All these pirates. And that is because he grabbed that missile pack. And Gebbu's preferred strategy for the climb room is the wall jumps. And so is ptoil's. Let's see. That's a very good climb from Gebbu. Let's see how ptoil fares. Nice hero shot. Very good climb from both runners. Like I just said, they put the hardest rooms in the game right at the start, and that is definitely one of them. It's so easy to fall down in there, no matter which strat you go for. It's... Ugh. Yeah, everybody hates that room. Alright. Here we go with the Bomb Chorizo fight. What we are looking for is drops. Our runners need missiles. Oh, and Gebbu gets exactly what he needs. Oh, that didn't work out. Alright, so, that didn't work out for ptoil either. Oh, man. Alright, so on Gebbu's side, what we saw was this enemy has invincibility frames. Most enemies in this game don't, but this one does. And Gebbu shot just a bit too quickly. One of his missiles landed while Bomb Chorizo was still invincible, so... had to finish it off with pea shooter shots. But let's look at Gebbu's timer as he comes onto the elevator. Because this is going to be a really good Brinstar elevator time. Yeah, 6:12 elevator time is very, very good. I think, personally, the fastest elevator time, or the fastest time to that elevator that I've ever seen anybody do was 6:06. So 6:12 is perfect. And 6:31 for ptoil, which is still pretty good. Alright, nobody missing the early Supers mock ball. One of the most important mock balls in the game. I suppose I should explain what a mock ball is. I think most of this audience should be aware, but just in case there's anybody else. I really don't know why we call it a mock ball, but we do. It's just a little trick that allows Samus to retain running speed while in ball form. Normally, when you ball up, you just go, well, you go real slow. It's just walking speed. But the timing of your morph when you hit the ground can change that, and you can retain full running speed. It's actually slightly faster than full running speed, just a tiny little bit, while in ball form. But this extends to when you pick up Speed Booster later, and you can get like full running speed with Speed Booster in ball form, and we call that a speed ball. And you will see at least one of those, I am sure. That's a fun little trick too. Okay, Gebbu is on a tear, making it to Red Tower at 8:11, and yep, that's a good new route indication sign right there. Going up Red Tower to Fantoon. We're going to ignore what the developers wanted you to do. We're going to go up Red Tower, wall jumps, hero shots, all kinds of stuff. Gebbu is going to take on the second boss first. ptoil is going down, indicating the more traditional KPDR trade first route. Now, the difference between the two routes is, I think it's 100 seconds optimally. That is, doing Fantoon first, just by routing alone, makes the run 100 seconds faster. If you hit every single trick and don't screw anything up. And it is notoriously difficult to do. So there's a great number of runners that prefer to use the safer, older route, especially for races. Alright, I think we're going to see a continuous wall jump attempt. Oh, not quite getting that. Might have to do the bomb jump. Yeah, Gebbu's going to do the bomb jump back up here. Oh. Alright, alright. That is unfortunate, but not unexpected. This room sucks. There we go. Second try mode is absolutely fine in a race. I don't really have the time to explain everything that is going on in that room, but know that both of the ways to get across that moat is very, very tricky. So a second try is really, really good. And I don't have time because we gotta see if ptoil gets this Kraid quick kill. 2 missiles. 1, 2, 3, and he's down. Haha. Significance of that saves at least, I think it's 28 seconds at a minimum, that getting that quick kill saves, because Kraid doesn't actually fully emerge from the ground. And just shows up, says hi, goes back down. And just as soon as Kraid is down on ptoil's side, we have Fantoon showing up on Gebbu's. Alright, Fantoon can be really, really difficult. What we're going to be looking for is what we call Dopplers. And, oh, that's a slow pattern. It's not really what he wanted, but... There we go. Good Dopplers from Gebbu. We call them Dopplers because you use the Doppler effect to get in more missiles than you really should. When you hit Fantoon during that phase of his cycle... he's going to close his eye and disappear, but it takes him 10 frames to do that. If you can shoot him with missiles repeatedly, so that each missile... Nice, 2 round. Yeah, so that each missile hits him before those 10 frames are up, it'll essentially stun lock his eye open, and you can get many, many more hits in than you would normally be able to do. Now he's going to get health bombed here, but... he's got enough supers. It's the power bomb count. 1 is good, but not really what he wants. Full health, though, is going to be very helpful here. Yes, you would normally use a power bomb to get through that instead of using the pea shooter. But Gebbu wants to save that power bomb for the attic that is coming up, the top part of Wrecked Ship. On ptoil's side, we see the high jump boots. The upper Norfair section in Old Route is... It's hard to commentate because there is a lot more going on than what it looks like, but it's very hard to explain. It's very movement-based. You're looking for quick ledge grabs and precise jumps and all kinds of, like, really, really subtle things. See, like... Missing that and falling down is very common and unfortunate. It's not that big of a deal to get 1 or 2 things wrong, but each of these upper Norfair rooms is difficult in its own way. And ptoil's doing a pretty good job with the backups when things go wrong. And things will go wrong in this upper... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, he needs a super missile. Absolutely needs a super missile and accidentally shot too high. If he doesn't get one, he can't get through that room. So, this is very unfortunate on ptoil's side. So we're going to see him come back and farm all these Sovas. They have like a 24% chance of dropping a super. There we go. That's what he needed. So that's a significant time loss, but it doesn't necessarily mean this race is over. Waiting until he lands to fire that shot. I don't blame him. Gebbu's taking a break. Not much to be doing not much for him to do while the statue takes him down the stairs. There is no way for Samus to get down those stairs herself. The statue has to kick the floor open for her. You're going to hear some beeping on Gebbu's side for quite a while until he picks up some health, because you just don't have the health to get through that spiky room. Bowling, we call it. So in New Route, you go in there with full health, and by the time you get to the statue, you're beeping, because you need to take those hits from the spikes to get through. You don't have any other way to do it. Yeah, 29 HP after bowling is actually very normal. And, yep, pseudo-screw that, pick up that health drop, and there we go. It makes those crabs very lethal. So they do 30 damage per hit, and if you have 29 HP coming in there, well, you better not hit them. Ooh, nice farm from ptoil. Took him a couple of tries, but that was 3 supers in one farm from the bugs. Alright, so the next step... Ooh. The next step for ptoil after he picks up Wave Beam here is going to be to go all the way up to where Gebbu just was, because he's going to go to Wrecked Ship to take on Phantoon. Gebbu is going to pick up Spazer, which ptoil has skipped and will not be picking up at all in his route. And Gebbu is going straight down to Lower Norfair in what is the most dangerous part of a New Route run. And one of the reasons that New Route is as difficult as it is. So let's wish him the best of luck. Normally you would open up the Meridia Tube, but Gebbu doesn't have a power bomb. So he's going to have to do it later. Let's see if he remembers that he didn't open it up by the time he gets back there. So he might do a jump through the door, and then bonk the glass ceiling and go, oh, right, yeah. Now Gebbu's doing the item collection thing that we just saw ptoil finish, because in New Route, you don't get here until this point. It does mean that ptoil's Wrecked Ship is going to be much faster, with Speed Booster, High Jump Boots, the ability to X-Factor Phantoon. Done optimally, there isn't a huge difference between the Dopplers and the X-Factors, but the X-Factors are slightly faster if you do them. And they're easier to pull off. And if you don't know what an X-Factor is, well, I expect you'll see that soon. I think the game calls them special beam combinations. If you have only one beam plus charge beam equipped, such as Wave Beam, and you switch over to power bombs that ptoil's about to collect here, you can consume a power bomb to perform a special beam combination, and it's this fancy looking thing that shows up on screen and flies all over the place. And the most useful one is with Wave Beam, and it's 4 particles, for lack of a better term for them, that converge on Samus's location and form an X shape, so we call it the X Factor. The other beams aren't nearly as useful. I don't think we have any use at all for the plasma shield, or a bunch of plasma things circle around Samus for a second and go away. The Spazer version is called Golden Showers because it's golden and looks like water. and also it's just a funny name. And that also has very few uses. You'll see it in GT Max or other weird categories sometimes. ptoil not going for Ocean Fly. He's going to do a 2-spark intentionally. It's a safety strat that prevents a runner from falling in the moat while trying to spark across it. See, exactly for that reason. If ptoil had started his spark in the moat room and had accidentally sparked up, it would have been a much worse time loss than what just happened there. Ooh, don't get hit by that. Okay, good. Thought maybe that stupid ghost would get in ptoil's way and hit him in the door transition, but he's okay. Alright, so on Gebbu's side, he's finishing up the Upper Norfair item collection that looks almost exactly the same as it does in Old Route that ptoil did, right up until this room. Gebbu's going to grab Wave Beam, and instead of coming back up and out Bubble Mountain, he's going to go take the lower exit and head to Lower Norfair. And we see the off-screen hybrid X-Factor strat. There it is. All 4 particles connect with Phantoon, which sets ptoil up to do a really nice 2-round. There's a mid. That's what he wanted. And there goes Phantoon. Very clean 2-round Phantoon from ptoil. Which means we got a very clean 2-round Phantoon from both runners. And ptoil's not going to get health bombed the way Gebbu did. Oh, maybe he is. Oh my god. That's enough, though. The main thing to look for at in Old Route, coming out of Phantoon's room, is power bombs. And this is perfect. So ptoil's going to need 1 for Attic, unless he doesn't do the power bomb Attic strat. Not actually sure about that. And then 1 to break the Meridia Tube, 1 to open up Aqueduct and Meridia, and 1 to X-Factor Bot Wound. So 4 is perfect here. Nice. Lava Spark. Jeez, there's too much going on, and I have too much to say. I can't say everything I want to. Gebbu's taking a safety save here, in case something goes wrong here. This is, like I said, the most dangerous part of a new route run. And you notice he paused there and turned off Spazer and Ice. So he's just got Wave Beam. That's an indication that Gebbu plans on using X-Factor strats like we just saw ptoil do on Phantoon. Gebbu's going to do it against Ridley. The reason you turn him off at the elevator is the game does this weird thing where the elevator cutscene, if you will, is faster if you pause after the elevator starts. Oh, missed Pillar Spark, but he's going to go back and try again. Anyway, the elevator cutscene is faster if you pause on that after the elevator starts, but before it transitions. So he turns off the beams there because it's not like they're going to help him at all against these enemies. Without Plasma Beam, like, these enemies in Lower Norfair are way too tough. You're not trying to take them out, you're trying to avoid them. And nice overhead ball. That's harder than it looks to time that, to get over that pirate without taking damage. So here we're looking for ledge grabs and wall jumps and oh, that's unfortunate, but you know, he should be okay. He's got enough, he should be able to make it to the metal pirates, who will refill his health. On ptoil's side, grabbing Gravity Suit. ptoil's going to Meridia next. And health is a bit low. He may decide to farm the Cacatax, the little cactus enemies that have a very, very, very almost perfect chance of dropping super missiles. And he's going to want those for Meridia. Gebbu is making it through. Ooh, he's not going to be able to do the damage boosts to get down here, but he will make it into Metal Pirates. And if you can do the spark kill, which you can do even if you're in critical health. There it is. There we go. Gebbu's fine. Yeah, ptoil picking up both super missiles there. There's one more cack attack below Spazer that will refill ptoil's supers to full. And that's going to set him up really, really well for Meridia. The only concern I would have if I were ptoil now is that health. Because there is a Shine Spark coming up that he's going to want to do. There's a backup that's about 1.5 seconds slower that you can do. I don't know if he goes for it or not. Here comes those X Factors on Gebbu's side. Yeah, Ridley X Factors. Ridley's kind of... he has to behave. There is a bit of RNG to it, but it's consistent enough. Yeah, 3X opener. Really, really nice from Gebbu. It is widely accepted among new route runners that if you are going to X Factor Ridley, you have to do more than one or it's not worth it, because the time it takes to turn the beams on and off eats up all of the time that the extra damage would provide. So let's see what ptoil does here with this low health. He's not going to be able to do that spark without some form of backup. And there it is. Yeah, perfect. Farm the crabs for the extra health. Lets him do it. So Gebbu's health is getting a bit low. He can take one more hit from Ridley, but a second hit will kill him. So this is very dangerous. I expect, and I'm not a top-level runner, but I expect Gebbu's going to want to keep him pogoing, because that's usually the safest spot. There we go. Awesome Ridley fight. And is ptoil going to get the one round? Not the one round bot wound, but close. Nice! And this looks like a safety strat from Gebbu. You wouldn't normally pick up this Ridley tank in a new route run, but for a race, yeah, it's right there. It's a 15-second grab. Just pick it up. And we're probably going to see a halfy or even full halfy attempt from ptoil. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down grab. Oh, come on, game. ptoil got scammed there. So the idea is to have that spark charged and ready on your way through the door, and then you can jump and unleash it across the room. And unfortunately, ptoil's went straight up instead. Which is getting scammed, because that should have worked. But can't fret about that. You got the backup for the room, so now it's just the Dragon fight to worry about here. And Gebbu, with the Ridley tank, it's much safer to get out of Lower Norfair. I say Lower Norfair is the most dangerous part of the run, but what I really mean is the way out. The way in isn't so bad. The Ridley fight isn't even that bad. It's the way out. Because there's a lot of enemies that are difficult to avoid, and they do 50 damage each, and you usually only have 2 tanks, and you normally don't have full health. So picking up the Ridley tank is definitely a race safety that I would imagine most new route runners would take, unless they really, really needed to get out of there as quickly as possible. And Spike Suit at the end of the Dragon fight for ptoil. Nicely done. He did not get the spark on the way in, but he will get the spark on the way out. It's a fun spark. Alright, so Gebbu, safe now, relatively speaking. I mean, this is Super Metroid. We've seen weird things happen. His next stop is Kraid. And ptoil gets Womple Jump, the the trick where you space jump over top of that pillar and maintain running speed to get across the room. But it doesn't matter because he already had the spike suit and just sparked across the room anyway. Now, I kinda doubt it, but are we gonna see a plasma spark attempt from ptoil? I say I doubt it because it's a stupidly hard trick that saves almost no time. Well, he's not gonna get it now anyway. Yeah, you can spark up this room instead of space jumping or wall jumping up, and it saves like 1.5 seconds and costs way too much health, and almost nobody actually goes for it. It's probably the hardest Shine Spark. I think across most categories, any major category, it's probably the hardest Shine Spark to get. And a crate quick kill from Gebbu. I'm too busy talking about Plasma Spark to really hype that up, but he got it. Varia pickup, which is kind of a weird situation in New Route. You already have Gravity Suit, and in the vanilla game, Gravity Suit does everything Varia Suit does. If you have Gravity, you don't need Varia for anything. Except the Metroids and Mother Brain. For whatever reason, and I'm pretty sure it's the Metroids too, the final attack that Mother Brain does in the fight, the one that is unavoidable, the Rainbow Beam, that attack checks for Varia Suit, but not for Gravity to determine how much damage it does. It does 600 damage, but if you have Varia, it's only 300. So for a New Route runner... Oh, that was a funny little... Gebbu accidentally hitting that hidden passage. Yeah, for a New Route runner, the choice is pick up Varia Suit or pick up 3 extra E-Tanks. Well, since you already have to go to Kraid in the first place, it's way faster to just grab Varia. And the only reason you need it is that one single attack from Mother Brain. Alright, and here's where the routing in New Route really makes a huge difference, because this is the last statue boss that Gebbu needs to take out, Dragon, coming up. And when he gets out of here, he's going to be right next to Turian. I mean, the upper exit to Meridia spits you out in Crateria less than a minute away from the Turian entrance. ptoil, on the other hand, is headed to Ridley, which will be his final boss. Final statue boss. But coming from Lower Norfair to get to the Turian entrance is way, way slower. And is a huge reason why New Route is the preferred, faster method of getting through this game if you can brave it. Yeah, so ptoil went for it and got scammed. Let's see if Gebbu can get the full halfie here. Nice down grab. I think he's good. There it is! Haha. So the original trick was called the halfie. You started the spark in the room that you climb up. And the spark would crash on the P-shaped pillar way through the room. So it was called the halfie. Once upon a time, it was thought to be TAS only. And we're talking years ago here, like almost a decade ago, maybe more. That it was thought to be TAS only to clear the entire room. But as players got better and better with their movement, clean wall jumps, clean down grab, somebody, I think it was Caught Power, correct me if I'm wrong, veterans who happen to be watching this, discovered that it was actually possible to carry that spark charge into the Colosseum and use it to get across the whole room, and so the trick became known as the full halfie. And Spike suit for Gebbu. It's more important in old route to get that spike suit, because as you'll notice, Gebbu is skipping space jump. And the reason he is skipping space jump is because 2 door transitions and an item fanfare is too much time to waste for an item that doesn't do anything because he's heading to Turian to finish the game right now. It's a very subtle difference, to be honest. Space jump versus no space jump in new route. Like, just a few seconds, really. But no space jump is the optimal way to go. And, oh, nice. That 1 tile gap to get up that crab shaft on Gebbu's screen is, if you watch the, I think the world record run doesn't actually make that jump. Zeus does something a lot more, careful to make sure he gets that jump. I don't know if it's frame perfect, but it is ridiculously hard to get. All right, ptoil going for the double pirate kill here. And that's good. Good. Oh, come on. He's getting scammed in this race, I swear. That should have been good. Can you get Plower House? Almost. Plower House is a really difficult trick where you space jump at full run speed out that door and all the way over to Ridley, and like it takes like 5 seconds or something like that. Not getting it is only like a 3-second time loss. It's fine. So let's see this much faster Ridley fight on ptoil's side. With the plasma beam, it's only 20 shots. You can supplement with supers. Super missiles are still the fastest way to take out Ridley. Even with the full beam combo that ptoil has. But he's heading to Turian right after this fight. And he wants to keep those super missiles for the Metroids. So most runners will just do 20 shots. And that'll be that. Nice grab. Fight's already over. In other major categories outside of any percent, GT Classic and Hundo will also have the full beam combo for the Ridley fight, but they have, in those runs, you have way more super missiles, so it actually is typical to see Hundo runners and GT Classic runners use supers in that fight. But in any percent old route, nah, you want to keep every super you have. We've all seen how easy it is for the Metroids to scam you, so... Alright, Gebbu, heading into Turian, turning on the beams that he had turned off earlier. Obviously, you want Ice Beam turned on, and Spazers for extra damage against Mother Brain. Stopping for a second at that frozen Metroid. Yeah, that super count does not look good. Gebbu's going to want to use missiles to take out most of these Metroids, I would think. You can pick up an average of... Oh, that was good. An average of 1 super missile drop per Metroid. So, oh, wow. Ugh. Alright, he does not have enough ammo here. We're going to see... Yeah. Oh, he did not want to select supers there. Those Rinkas are getting in the way. My god, this is terrible. Terrible luck. Yeah, so he's going to come back in, reload the room, do exactly the same thing with the missiles. Okay, there we go. 8 supers is... I didn't see if he grabbed 4 missile packs. I think he did. he's got enough, assuming that he picked up 4 missile packs, that he can finish this run. Mother Brain 1 cannot be damaged by beam shots, no matter what you have. So you need to have enough missiles and super missiles to take her down, and it is... yeah, it is crucial that those Metroids drop what you need them to drop. Failed baby skip by Gebbu doesn't really matter because he needs to refill anyway. I expect he'll probably open up the pink door before refilling. Yeah. So there we go. All right. ptoil's on his way to Turian now. A new route Turian is slower than an old route Turian because of the plasma beam mostly making the Mother Brain fight so much faster, and also space jump. But it is not going to be enough for ptoil to catch up. This is Gebbu's race to lose at this point. So he is very wisely taking that safety save. He has the absolute minimum amount of ammo that you need in this room. There is no room for error here. Oh, went for the down back Zeb skip. Did not quite get it. And then gets sniped by a turret. Jesus, he's probably not too happy with this Turian. What a stupid Turian. Alright, take out the Rinkas. And here we go. As long as he doesn't get sniped, this should be good. And he's got enough health to play with that it's a fairly safe Mother Brain fight. So there we go. Takes 60 shots on Mother Brain to end the fight. After the 46th shot, she will start to fire the ketchup beam. All of Mother Brain's attacks are named after fast food, so let's see if we can see them here. Onion rings, French fry, more onion rings, more onion rings, another French fry. You gonna lay the bombs there, Mother Brain? I mean, I'm sure you'd be fine if I... yeah, there we go. There's the meatball. The most deadly thing in this fight, though, is the ketchup. It's a weird attack that, depending on how many sprites are on screen at the time it is fired, it's sometimes invisible, but the hitboxes are still there. There it is. There's the ketchup. How it connects with Samus depends, or will determine how much damage it does. So it is possible to get hit with that thing, but the way that the hitboxes of the beam move across the screen can sometimes skip Samus and do no damage. But just as often as that happens, it can hit her twice. And it's a full E-tank of damage to get hit by a ketchup beam. So normally getting hit with the ketchup means the run is over. But Gebbu doing a perfectly fine job of avoiding that. And we're into the next phase. Why isn't Rainbow Beam called the Skittles Beam? You know, I think there were some things we were just not meant to know. Maybe if we start calling it the Skittles Beam, the name will catch on. ptoil's screen appears to be frozen. But hopefully it'll come back in time for us to see what's going on. ptoil also not getting the drops that he needs from the Metroids. And okay, there we go. Oh my god. Alright, ptoil's going to attempt a baby skip here for sure. Gebbu was just sitting pretty here waiting for this cutscene, so. And one jump. Oh, he does the lag strat. Boo! You don't need to take those things out. Just avoid them. I'm kidding. It's a perfectly valid way of doing baby skip to make it safer, and he got it, so. And here's one room where space jump makes a difference between old route and new route. So you just space jump across all those awkward geometry of the floor. ptoil, plenty of health, has the minimum amount of ammo he needs. We're going to see a much faster Mother Brain fight. And on Gebbu's side, it's just an escape. And this will be over. Attempting to do the unmorph turnaround here, and gets it. And let's check out this room. This room is notoriously tricky in the escape, so, and gets that. Perfect. We are gonna see a moonfall. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. And spark out of the climb room. With the angled spark, that is slightly faster than running to the edge of the room, but runs the risk of bonking. So if you really know what you're doing, there's a lot of runners that will main. Nice parlor. There's a lot of runners that will main that angled spark. It looks like ptoil's done with Mother Brain. Nice job on his side. And Gebbu is finishing up this race in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 46 minutes and 5 seconds. So GG's to Gebbu. Now we just have to wait for this cutscene on ptoil's side. So Gebbu will be moving on in the winner's bracket. Let me check it out. His next opponent is going to be the winner of Kip versus Apathy Duck. Which is coming up. Let me check the schedule. Kip versus Apathy Duck is later on tonight. So we'll see how that's how that plays out. And Gebbu will know his next opponent. ptoil's gonna finish up here. He's getting kicked into the loser's bracket. There is a redemption shot for ptoil here. He could come back in this tournament. He's gonna move on to... Oh, I gotta track all of this stuff. Oh, his opponent is really, really not known. Loser's bracket really needs to catch up here, because... Yeah, he's doing the same thing I'm doing right now and just sitting there waiting for everyone else to do their matches to determine who's up next. Nice, Mother Brain 3. You stand on that, that one tile, the fourth one from the right, and time your jumps and shots appropriately. You can basically prevent Mother Brain from ever doing anything and get 4 hits in per jump. The timing of it is somewhat precise, and if Mother Brain does happen to get an onion ring out, it can really mess you up, but that was really well done. I'm going to say that this is not the time that either of these runners were hoping to get. But this is Super Metroid, and this is a race. And when you can't reset and try again when you screw something up, you can see the wide variance between PB time and the actual time that a one-shot race can eat up on you. Gebbu's PB is like 42-14 or something like that. And the game is so brutal and unforgiving that almost 4 minutes lost on the difficult execution and the RNG that this game has in it. Alright, bring it home, ptoil. No animals being saved here. ptoil is finishing up with an official racetime.gg time of 49 minutes and 31 seconds. GG ptoil. Now, I will say, to get anything sub 50, I always like to say, if you can sub 50 this game consistently, you're really good at it. And for everything that went wrong for ptoil, that super missile and upper Norfair in particular, to come in at 49.32 after all that, well done. Well done. I do not know if we're sending out invites for the post-game interview or not. So we'll find out in a second. Yes, well done to both. This is a really good showcase of old route versus new route too. Gebbu scaring everybody with the low HP at various points. Coming out of Fantoon with 7 energy is, yeah, that's a thing. And then the lower Norfair having to do essentially a backup spark to kill the metal pirates, because not enough health to do the real one. And ptoil just getting scammed. Bot wound, full halfy. That all should have worked. Plower house. All right. Looks like ptoil is passing on the interview. He does not want to come in. So I think we are done here. Thank you to both runners for putting on such a show. This was very fun to watch. Congratulations, Gebbu. You are moving on to the quarterfinals. ptoil, I will see you in the losers bracket eventually, I hope. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks, SpeedGaming, for putting this on, allowing us to restream this and showcase this tournament. I mean, it is called SpeedGaming Live. It is your tournament, but I'm still thanking you for doing this. Thanks to everybody working behind the scenes to make this happen. It's a lot more work than it looks like to put on these streams and to put on these races and to put on these tournaments. And we all do it just because we love this so much and we have so much fun with it. So thanks to everybody working behind the scenes. GG to both runners. I think I'm going to drop a... Whoop. I'm getting the chat rules here as I try to do this. Does that command work? Ah, it doesn't work. If you are not following either of these runners, head over to their channels and do that now if you want to see more, even better gameplay than what we saw today, because these were both bad runs technically from both runners, and they still put on quite a show. So follow both of them. Thanks again for watching. We will see you all next mission.